Sports. And we'll see tight end Dawson Knox on the doorstep of another milestone in a great season, approaching 1,200 yards. It's the Saints and the Panthers, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
First opened back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Caesars Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season. We've got a good one in store between the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And CD, you look at the Saints in this matchup, you figure they've got to be looking forward to this one. They've got a clear advantage on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and they totally understand it, not just by running the numbers, but those numbers do play into it because you've got one of the better passing offenses in the league, a top 10 unit, going up against one of the poor defenses in the league. So I think we're going to see these guys take some shots downfield. But right from the start, I expect them to attack and get right after them.
Here now to get us started is Logan Cook. And we are underway from the Superdome. This fielded right at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They're led out by a three-time Pro Bowler, owner of over 35,000 passing yards in 11 seasons, the veteran Andy Dalton.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Dalton going to throw right away. His first pass is incomplete. These two teams, they met in New Orleans earlier in the year with the Saints coming out on top. So they'll be looking for the win here in New Orleans to complete the season sweep. To throw again on second down. Dalton. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against an interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football, but at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. So here are the Saints now with great starting field position. They're led out by the rookie out of Ole Miss, Matt Corral.
And he comes to the end of the season leading the NFL in passing yards. And that's not necessarily something you set out to do at the beginning of the year, but it's a good illustration of how remarkable and consistent he's been all season.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Brown here. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Well, this defense for the Panthers, they were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape, because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
A gain there of 21 yards. A nice gain there to his trusty tight end, and now it's got them thinking opening drive touchdown here as they get into the red zone.
And in most cases with your tight end, you feel like you've got a mismatch no matter who's covering him. Is it a small cornerback? Is it a linebacker who may not run as well? In any event, whatever you see, you think that tight end can win that battle.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Corral, another throw on 2nd down. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. Touchdown! Jalen Waddle with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Saints use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. I'll let you do the analysis, partner. With every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed. Aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
Looks for the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. Now remember, the last time out, they threw the interception. That led to the touchdown, so now time to regroup.
It certainly is, and their goal right now as they go back out on the field, a calming drive, something that takes the ball, keeps it for a while, lets the defense relax a little bit, and lets the offense regain confidence in their game plan.
He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
Give him 18. It's a Carolina first down. First carry for Raheem Mostert. Taken down at the 42.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
The gain of 3 and it brings up 5 now. They need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Third down from the gun, Dalton. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
That was their first third down try in the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
Yeah, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Out comes the Saints offensive unit and the NFC playoff race. Let's have a look at it. And you can see, as many of you already know, they have clinched the NFC South. But as it stands, Charles, they would still need to host a game on Wild Card Weekend.
And that's a good thing for them because coming out of your division, getting to the playoffs with an opportunity to host to start the playoffs, that's a pretty good way to get things going. Whoever came out of this division, we knew that they were going to be playoff ready, and this team certainly is.
From the 25 on second down, Corral. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll leave him with a third and just a yard. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Excellent job on the keeper, 20 yards and a first down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ballgame, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. The Saints had 14-2 heading into this final week. And I tell you, it has been a few months now since they've tasted defeat, and they are without question the hottest team in football.
And I'm really not sure who's going to beat them right now, because to me, they have to be the favorites to go all the way, because they're not just beating teams, they're dominating them. It's been fun to watch them play, not just in their winning, but how they're getting it done.
Off play action. Here's Corral. Rolling to his left. This is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on third.
He has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with first and goal.
Connor, and not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. On second and goal, here's the option. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
No question, he's so dangerous down here near the goal line. The safeties, they have to be involved in run support against a quarterback like this. And in turn, they're going to answer.
And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Kenny Nwangu with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Let's look to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Possession of the football goes over to Carolina. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
Throwing again on second down. Dalton. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And that's going to set up to 3rd and 9. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Got a man, that's Richie James. And he is going to have the Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it 2nd down and 11. Here's Dalton. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but the other throw left him no room to run. The good footwork nearly all for nothing. And in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. 3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. He's going to look deep for more. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20.
So it's all down to this, Week 18 on the NFL schedule. And that means that once we sort things out, we'll all be set for our second ever Super Wild Card weekend, which I think everyone agrees was a runaway success last year. We've got 2 games coming up on Saturday, 3 more on Sunday, and then we'll put a bow on it Monday night.
That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara.
And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40.
Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
We both know it's difficult, but they made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they moved the ball with relative ease.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. The Saints on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there. And helps him move the sticks.
So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
Working with 2nd and 5 now. Going to do a bootleg. Here's Corral. Looking for Knox on the crossing route. It's complete.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Alvin Kamara.
His 14th touchdown now on the year.
And the Saints have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word, if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game, and no signs of slowing down.
Let's go on the extra point. It's now 21-0.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there.
Well, here we sit, Week 17. Just one more week in the regular season after this one. So if you're one of these teams trying to make a move and improve your spot or jump in from the outside, Charles, you better make that move now.
And these final games are often a good barometer for all those teams fighting for position or a wild card spot. They have to be able to get the job done these last 2 weeks before things get even tougher when the playoffs officially begin.
They'll get this to the 24, and it's 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. So Dalton now.
Getting this out to the flat, Mostert.
They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run with Foreman. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away.
This is taken at about the 14. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Alvin Kamara and the Saints set to start their next drive. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals.
Only needing 2 yards on second down.
Kamara trying the right side. And he's got some space here. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
73 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line.
Corral with it on first down.
That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Here's Corral. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
It's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into it because they were there to help break that pass out.
On second down, Kamara. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He's trying to get a second touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a second.
On 3rd and goal, they're going to run the option.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Taysom Hill, a touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Saints continue to pull away here this first half.
It's not too often that you say, hey, this one's going to be over by halftime. And CD, I know our bosses probably don't want us to say that because they don't want people clicking away. But this one might be over by halftime.
And since you've already put your job on the line by actually saying it, I'm co-signing there with you because you're my partner. You need to do it. This game has been exactly as you've described. I see no hope for them going forward.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Carolina offense about ready to go. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who was shaken up on that last play.
And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Saints are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Corral sets up play action.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got him in, complete.
And he's going to be ridden out of bounds down inside the 25.
A big play there just before halftime. 46 yards.
play action. Here's Corral. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Jalen Waddle with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Saints will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office will get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
Lutz with the extra point, and that makes this 35-0 now. Pretty clean and simple there, just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he returns this to the 22. The Panthers going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
On 2nd and 10, Dalton.
He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble.
The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Dalton.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
As a corner, step for step downfield with man coverage and make a play quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. This time they stay on the ground. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. He'll field this at the 5. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Clock at 20 seconds to go in the half as they come up 1st and 10.
On 1st down, Corral.
He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas as the first half is winding down.
And the Saints will extend their lead here just before halftime. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
That's good on the extra point, and out is on here in this first half.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to lose yardage, not that it matters, as the final seconds tick away. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number one. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. We'll begin in the NFC South. Tampa Bay paying their yearly visit to Atlanta. And that one getting close to halftime with the Falcons out in front. Marcus Mariota has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we head up to Wisconsin to check out the Packers at home in Lambeau. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Lions. Rondale Moore, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they've got the lead over the visiting Houston Texans. Jonathan Taylor with a touchdown run. Now time for a check of the next-gen stats in the first half for Carolina. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Saints, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point.
Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Saints set to go here to begin the third quarter. Well, they got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field. And save some of this for the next time out.
They start the second half with Kamara. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Play action here. Corral. On the move to his left. Thomas brings it in. And out across midfield down to the 45. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Fakes a handoff. Now Corral to throw it. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
He took a shot there, but boy, was that ill-advised from my viewpoint. Coverage was awfully tight. How did he get away with that one not being picked off?
And he fires one that's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And the Panthers are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
And good penetration here. We'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's Dalton. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. A little juke. Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Over the middle, complete into the hands of Tremble. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They'll run a draw now with Hubbard. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Passing, it's Dalton. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Following the play here, now we've got an injury. This is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Hope he's okay. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. But down this big, we know that they need touchdowns instead of field goals, but now it's add insult to injury because they can't even get the 3, Charles, on the excellent block there by the special teams.
And it certainly felt to me like the special teams consider themselves an extension of the defense, which has played well for them. They have a nice cushion. They didn't want to allow any points, any opportunity to cut into their lead. A big-time play by those guys on that side of the ball.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Meanwhile, Corral's throw complete there to Thomas. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 15 more yards there and quickly another first down. The partner is still in the third quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't really see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the fourth quarter. No one wants to leave any doubt when they're playing well. They just want to continue the process.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Here's Corral on first down.
There again is Thomas. They've gone to him a lot.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step us out.
Got him in. It's Brown.
He's got room at the 30.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play.
And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Keep in mind they can still get a first down here as they come up on 2nd and inches. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Chris Olave.
A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Saints take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points. Well, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. And certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ballgame.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral. I'm feeling the pain right now because he has absolutely carved up the secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
And the Panthers coming out now.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Hubbard.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 4th and 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Dalton here from the gun. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hubbard.
And he is going to have the Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A run with Mostert up the middle.
And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
To throw here, Dalton. James has got it. Complete.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
And they'll run on first down with Hubbard.
And down inside the 35 he goes to the 32-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the...
Back now here live in New Orleans. And this is a blowout so far as we get set For the fourth quarter, a very one-sided affair. On 2nd and 2, Dalton.
That's swung out to Mostert. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
A first down throw coming for Dalton. Over the middle, complete. It's James.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. On 2nd down, Mostert.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
4 yards the pickup, first down. Once again, it's Mostert.
And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak, not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game off them.
That lined up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. Throwing, Dalton. This will be caught just inside the 10. Touchdown, Panthers.
Raheem Mostert, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Panthers are finally on the board here in the fourth quarter.
Gonzalez good on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The New Orleans offense set to take over.
And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? Best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game is certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. Kamara up the middle. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from blocking.
Oh, man, it's caught inside the 10. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 41 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked it.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Snoop Conner taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Saints continue to pour on here in the fourth. clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. When you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Carolina getting set to take the field. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
Dalton, 1st and 10. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Marshall. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line. 2nd and a yard. Here's Dalton.
And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
1st and 10 for Dalton. He finds his man complete. It's James. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Another chance for Dalton. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a 1st down here.
Well, they certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's James.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now, but as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ballgame.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Dalton looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been good. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops from one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
3rd and 2 for Dalton. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
And now it's blocked. It's picked up, a live ball here, remember. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
So even when they get a touchdown in this game, which hasn't really been a stellar contest for them, They can't even cap it off and kick the extra point.
Yeah, just not a whole lot going right for them in this game.
I know that when they get into film, this is going to be Exhibit A about how this game went for this team. Oh, we finally score. Can't even kick the extra point.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Chris Olave heads back to the field as his guys get set for another possession.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
A big play there on the catch and run. 59 yards.
And I think that's a pretty good illustration of why they try to get the football into his hands out of the backfield. That was something else.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. That one looks like he'll throw here. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Another touchdown through the air for them, and for this rookie quarterback at the helm, he has put them in a great position, Charles, to get the victory in this one.
He's absolutely taken charge. Every touchdown for them has come via his arm. 0 rushing touchdowns, no special teams, no defensive scores. All him throwing the football. He's in cruise control right now, and so is his team.
Lutz with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Dalton.
That caught by Tremble.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Dalton.
He's got the connection to Moore.
2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. A great job there, Charles, just to hold on, absorb that contact. I guess that's the risk you take catching the ball toward the middle of the field.
It is, and if you're going to gain yardage, you're going to have to go there at some point. But how about the read, okay? The eyes of that play, stepping out from the middle of the field and really making a big hit. Didn't knock it free, but boy, that's a tough area to go into when you're going into his spot.